Hey everyone, Dan McKenzie here with McKenzie Law Firm in Denver, Colorado. We are an estate planning firm focused on estate planning, estate administration, and small business counsel. And I want to make a video today just answering a question that we get a lot of, which is how long does probate take? And we get this both from our clients who are doing estate planning because they're trying to figure out, how important is it that we avoid probate, and what does that process look like? And of course, people who come into the office to discuss having us help them with a probate process are, of course, curious to know what are we looking at here as far as time. And I'm going to give you a very lawyerly answer here, probably the most famous or notorious, I guess I should say, lawyer answer that there is, which is that it depends. The reason it depends is because probate is a court case. Okay, you're opening a court case. You're sending out notifications to people. You are looking for information about property. You are finding out who that person owes money to who passed away. So there's just a lot of factors going on that are going to impact how things go. And we've had situations where people have come in and things looked very, very simple, and maybe they were simple overall, but there was just one particular creditor who was particularly difficult and dragged things out quite a bit. And then sometimes we see things that really, it looks like it's going to be complicated and maybe not so much. They get a quick sale on a house or something like that. But the issue is that you do have several steps you have to take. And a big thing that people are overlooking is that the probate process is not just about getting assets transferred to family. It's also about making sure that you have found the people or the businesses that are owed money by the person who passed away, and that those people are correctly paid, or if they're not getting paid, that they are dealt with in some other fashion that is, at least they get some sort of chance to determine whether they should write that bill off or do something else. That process is just so hard to predict. We just don't know, if you've ever been to a hospital, and a lot of deaths obviously involve hospital bills. So if you've been to the hospital, like sometimes those bills, they come out real quick. Sometimes there's just one. Sometimes there's a different bill for the hospital than there is for the doctor, than there is for the radiologist, and it just goes on and on. You just don't know how quickly that process is going to play out. And then, the big issue actually is taxes. And even though, everyone's focused on the estate tax when it comes to people passing away, but there's also income tax. And the personal representative is supposed to file an income tax return for the decedent, at least for income you earned in the year that they passed away. And so, if I pass away in February, it's not going to be until the next April that my final tax return is due. And there might be reasons to take extensions. If I have ownership interests in businesses and stuff like that where we don't really know, it could take all the way out till the next October. So there you go. You're talking 18 months before you get that issue resolved. Maybe even 14 at the best of times. And so that often stretches things out. And then if the estate is earning income tax too, it's got its own tax return, and if that spills over into another year, that's going to, now you got to go out another year to have another tax return. And so the personal representative is just going to be very, very nervous about the idea of closing an estate and sending out all the money and before they've got their arms around the tax idea and are sure that all the creditor claims are taken care of. So in Colorado, you have to have your probate process open for a minimum of 6 months. And there is a creditor notification process for most estates, and that process takes 4 months. And so the courts just want to make sure that people have a fair chance to find out about the probate and make claims if they've got them. And so that is the unknown part, and that is the part we just don't know. So that can really extend things out. And so I usually tell people, look, from what I've seen, probate's probably 15 months, give or take 3. It does not mean we're waiting all 12 or 18 months or however long it takes to distribute any money at all. There are ways to do partial distributions or loans even, or things like that. So, and the whole time the personal representative can do stuff. They should be really administering the estate. They should probably be selling the house and doing that kind of stuff. So they're not just sitting there waiting that whole time to do anything. But as far as making a final distribution and getting things all wrapped up, it usually does take a while. So, but there's a lot of variety within that. And so hopefully that clarifies why it can take long and what the issues are. And if we can be helpful on anything involving any Colorado state especially, we can be reached at 303-578-2745. And again, we are the McKenzie Law Firm, and hope this helped. Thanks.